Hello everyone, this is Jake from CINECALIBER. In today's video, I will be doing my review on the 2025 film Dogman. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it here, guys. So Dogman, it is a movie I never expected to be watching in 2025, but when my wife asked if I wanted to take the kids to see it, I didn't hesitate. And that's because, as a kid, I loved Dave Pilkey's books. I mean, Captain Underpants and Dogman were the books that got so many kids into reading, including myself. Pilkey's stories weren't just fun, they were chaotic, creative, and completely unfiltered in the best way possible. So when I heard that Dogman was getting an animated adaptation by DreamWorks, I was beyond excited. But did the film live up to expectations, or did it get lost in its own mess? Let's talk about it here. So, for those who don't know, Dogman is the latest animated film from DreamWorks, based on Dave Pilkey's best-selling graphic novel series. The movie follows the origins and adventures of Dogman, a half-dog, half-human police officer who's got the bravery of a hero but the instincts of a dog.
With all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot, no time to waste.
While he's out keeping the city safe, we also follow Petey, the cat, his longtime rival, who's on a very different journey, one of redemption, but when a bigger threat emerges, Dogman and Petey may just have to team up to save the day. And in the middle of it all, Lil Petey, Petey's adorable and hyperactive son, who brings a lot of heart and humor to the story. And now we're going to get into it here, guys. What was a hit? What works with this film? So let's start with what Dogman does right? First off, the animation is stunning. DreamWorks took a big creative risk here, and I think it paid off. The film stays true to Pilkey's sketchy, hand-drawn aesthetic, and it generally feels like a comic book come to life. The textures, exaggerated movements, and playful use of color all make this movie visually stand out. It doesn't look like your standard DreamWorks film. It has its own identity, and I love that.
Oh, man!
Petey escaped again!
Again?
The humor also works for the most part. If you're familiar with Pilkey's books, you know his comedy is all about slapstick absurdity and non-stop gags, and the movie fully embraces that. It's the kind of humor that keeps things light, silly, and fast-paced. Perfect for kids, but still fun enough for adults to get a few chuckles.
Good night, little crate. Don't be afraid.
But honestly, what surprised me the most was the emotional depth. This isn't just a goofy kids movie. There are some genuinely heartfelt moments, especially around the themes of family and redemption. Petey's journey as a father trying to change for his son actually hit harder than I expected, and it added a layer of depth that I really appreciated in this film. That's everything that was a hit for this, guys. We're going to get into what was a miss. So, yeah, Dogman, like any film, is not without its flaws. In the first major issue, the story feels overstuffed. The film tries to juggle a lot. Dogman's heroics, Petey's redemption arc, Lil Petey's role, and a bigger villainous plot that threatens the city. And while all these elements work individually, together they sometimes feel messy and overwhelming. Even as someone who knows the books, I found myself struggling to keep up with all the moving parts.
But Papa, Flippy's gonna destroy you.
I'll be okay, kid. Try to be evil and stuff and do the wrong thing.
Ah! RoboCat! There you are!
Go on, get out!
Oh, you're much cuter from a distance. Can I say that? Do you mind? Wow! If it isn't the mighty RoboCat. Come along now. Time to die.
Another issue, Dogman himself feels sidelined in his own movie. And look, I get that Petey is a fan favorite and Pete Davidson does a great job voicing him, but this movie is called Dogman, not the Petey redemption story. It felt like the writers were more interested in Petey's emotional journey than Dogman's own growth, which was kind of disappointing. And while the humor is fun, it can get a little repetitive. Dogman leans heavily into slapstick, which is great for younger audiences, but it doesn't have the clever balance of kid and adult humor that some of DreamWorks' other films have. If you're a parent watching this, you might find yourself chuckling here and there, but don't expect it to be on the same level as something like Shrek or The Bad Guys. And lastly, the pacing is all over the place. Some scenes are frantic, while others slow down for dramatic beats, but the transitions aren't always smooth. At times, I felt like the movie is jumping between two completely different tones, which makes the experience a little uneven. But with all that said and done, guys, we get to the final verdict, the conclusion. So after all that, is Dogman worth watching, and is it a film of caliber? If you're a longtime fan of the books or just looking for fun, chaotic, family-friendly type, then yes, I think it's worth checking out. The animation is fantastic, the energy is high, and kids are going to love it. But if you were hoping for a perfect adaptation or a film that balances humor for both kids and adults, you might walk away feeling a little bit underwhelmed. So with all that said and done, I will give this film a final rating of a 3.5 out of 5. It is a fun but flawed adaptation. But like anything, that's just my take, guys. What did you think of Dogman? Did it meet your expectations, or were you expecting something different? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more movie reviews. I'll see you in the next one. And this is Jake from CINECALIBER.